1988. Let's play
Danganronpa.
Where last left off, some heavy stuff happened. And there's a Sakura with a spy. And everyone's pretty edgy around her. Well, not like they don't trust her completely, and it's just so hard for them right now. Hey, we're about to see who's at our door.
Makoto.
And it's Kyoko! Koto, get out here. Kyoko?
Indeed.
What's going on? Amy just couldn't see me. She was white as a ghost. Oh no. Sounds like something's happened. What? I heard those words. My heart started to beat a little faster. Suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurt. Oh no. Oh no.
Huh?
Kyoko! Tina, what's wrong?
Something's not right.
Rec room? What's inside? There's a window on the rec room door. I hurried to look inside. When I did... Sakura? Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair, like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
Huh? She's walking past. I happened to notice her near the window. I can't get the door open. I tried knocking. I tried to call her name. She wouldn't respond. Huh? What did you do? What did you do?
Anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that room. But the door's locked, right? To break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
Listen to me.
We're going to force our way in.
Wrong.
I just said... Wait, no. But... Oh, sorry. The door's locked, right? If we break in, we'll be violating school regulations. We're going to force our way in. I just said... The door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room doesn't have a lock. Well, then why?
It would seem...
Feels like the door is pressed up against something inside the room. It's here?
In other words...
Either way, this room isn't locked. Which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then, how about we break in? Smash the window. That should be the fastest way.
Hey, come right there. I'm right here.
Way to rec room. Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's still unconscious. Oh no. Oh no, don't tell me. Is she okay? It's Sakura, so I'm sure. Who can reply? So much silence. That silence didn't last long. Here. Oh, wait.
Here. In the room. In the classroom. Check it.
Makoto.
Hell, this right, Makoto.
Please.
K2, stand back. I took hold of the room as far as I could. Aimed directly at the window. All it took was one solid hit. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I struck my hand through the window. I stuck my hand through the window. No, through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I could just pushed on it with all my strength, and finally the thought turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could. When I laid my hand on her. Oh, the music. No. She's dead. Oh, no! All I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of the living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And... Oh, no.
A body has been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Oh, there's two figures. That's our policy.
Huh? Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
Oh, God. You're talking. My eyes stared steadily forward. Couldn't look on Sakura's dead body. She's making time. It happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wonder, is she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Waiting for a closer reaction? Oh, poor stuff.
I have to use them. Yes, the others.
Shaky legs, Oh, God, this makes me so bad on Tina's poor psyche. Oh, God, that's water angel. Oh, no! Why did this have to happen? What did I just say? Get over me. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. I stood there, unable to do a thing. Time just passed. After I don't know how long. Oh, God.
What?
Yes.
I see.
They were at Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means.
Interesting.
Sakura's murdered. I still in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. I killed her. Not just something in this room.
It's your fault!
What of you? Hero. Yakuya. Kyoko. You killed Sakura.
What?
Accuse me of clearing the government investigation.
You didn't investigate anything. You hated her. You hated the sight of her.
I won't forgive you.
What if you did it? I know it.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
God.
No, your power level will increase by that much just by getting angry. What the heck? What are you doing here?
Come on!
Yeah. Come on. This is too much about Lion.
The Monokuma file!
I don't get your mind, Miss Asahina. You're gonna ruin that new deal of yours.
Okay, shut the fuck up, Monokuma. Just torture I'm 4 years up as it is.
Okay, die.
Hold on. Someone asked you.
Huh?
She wasn't it. You killed Sakura.
Say what?
Uh-huh.
Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again.
In other words,
Can I kill her? Yeah, that's fine. Actually, I will kill her. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to enter a most incredible end without even getting the chance to first speak with me.
phew.
What? Huh? Try for that. Say you really have to go through all that fight. I mean, seriously. Like, you know, Jojo. I do not want over that. Oh, no. I may be a bad man. I know better now. I'm not gonna need for Jojo. Has been for someone like me. Hold it. And now we need to take it. He was like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell you, I would actually say why. I mean, I ruled by attacking me in the first place. I was able to punish her.
well done.
I know who it was. Well, Dr. Nish this time. I owe you one. I owe you one.
What is this?
You little boy. Okay. Boy, I'll fish it for you. Well, I got hope you.
Shing!
Because I mean, your lies are not. I'm right.
What is this?
Hell? Oh,
I won't forgive you.
I hate him. I hate this whole thing.
Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the master after all.
How can you say that now?
Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. You will leave alone. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can do that, we're all dead.
Then decide who will stand guard this time.
I'll do it. I'm okay. Just let me handle it. I need to be here.
Oh,
That's fine.
oh, God, my poor heart! Oh. Okay, we've got number one, but we need one more. Trico, that's you.
what?
You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind.
Good setup. Let's begin, shall we?
Hold on. For that, something I want to say.
What?
Which is...
Yeah. Coco, none of you are left. That's just fun the crime scene.
It's your fault!
What if you kept
I won't forgive you.
This might not come anywhere near him.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. I'm done. It's just as much danger as yours. You have every right to investigate.
I don't care what you say. You know what? You're fucking anywhere near him. Even if it means I have to use force. You're not getting near.
Well, if there's further discussion, it will waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I will ask you to let us all in. Just let me. What? You really can't, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep. Sorry, right there. Oh, it's just my time doing something nervous. Why do you want to be in part of this?
Did you hear us? Do you hear that?
You
You're gonna go that far. What are you gonna do? Everybody, always like that.
It's all clear now.
It's decided.
What are you saying? Calm
Decided.
down.
I know how you feel, Should agree to his request.
Hey,
You have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive, and honor Sakura's memory. Fine. It's okay. And what? Yes, absolutely aren't allowed to touch her.
Ashley, you want to touch a 50 dead body?
Listen,
It's enough fighting. We need to focus on investigating from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can uncover Sakura's killer,
listen to me.
all of us face execution. I know we can do something. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a crime of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. I better check the Raccoon file for anything else. Victim was Sakura Ogami. Time of death was around 12 noon. Body was discovered in the rec room on the third floor of the school. There's evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Like
so...
that. The only way into the rec room was the door we just came through. And if there had been jammed, that door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside, there was no way out, in or out until we broke the window. There's like zero escape,
In other
right?
words,
It's a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing in a lot of mystery movies or books or whatever. Does it really happen in real life? Sure,
Hey.
guys. Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't
that's
mind.
fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are four basic types. First type is when the locked room was created after the actual crime is committed. Simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This may involve some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. For that, all we have to do is check the door and see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed.
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. First, he switching and fires a handgun. Shoot an arrow through a gap in the door.
however,
In this case, that doesn't fit. There are no gun under arrows in the school. The door doesn't have any gap that will allow it. Yeah, I think we could probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. Remember that.
In other words,
Stay hidden when the door is open. They use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up alone with everyone else, and that's that. Sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all.
In
Not a
other
locked room.
words,
At that, they're actually using an alternate escape room somewhere hidden within the room. See, this is a lot in novels and things, but yeah, it's generally not possible. Do you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. There are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko. These 4 choices seem the most likely in this case.
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. Right now, I can't really say. I see. Let's go inside the locked room. I'll figure that out. The truth behind Sakura's death is so hidden. Definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. Sakura is for nothing. There's a bloodstain found on the magazine shelf. This comes from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? That same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. There's shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura's sitting on. Glass is all red and there are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? This must... There's a version in a bottle. Still melting around near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. And it's Monokuma. It's a Monokuma figure. I don't see how that's a clue. Huh? The locker's open. They're on the inside. It's a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker, and left a handprint all the
It's
dust.
true.
It's quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker, and he left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in there until the locked room was open, don't you think? During all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not possible.
Hey,
Hang on. Think back. Before you opened the door, you looked inside the locked room, right? Yeah, the locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hid in there until after we opened the door. So then, what does this handprint mean? There are full red bottles lined up on the shelf. Page note, this is kind of Monokuma figure. What I wonder is, how do you get those figures inside the bottles?
So,
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening smaller than the boat placed inside? Never seen that? Never seen that? Yeah.
in other words,
So this is the Monokuma version of that. Monokuma bottle, if you will. I feel like I'm starting to make sense of things little by little. Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure was found on the ground. The red shard of glass which probably started out as a bottle. Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? Shards of glass and Monokuma figure are evidence of that.
And it's safe to say that the Onokuma bottle was a hit weapon. Wait, what's this? Some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
Looks like a protein drink, and it's empty.
Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loves her protein. She mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you.
I know. So, this protein can got a label on it that says Chem A2. Reminds me. Sakura mentioned how the chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange.
Hey,
It is.
You see what's scattered around the can?
Shows it light blue glass. There must be parts of the window I broke to get
Correct.
inside.
But they aren't scattered around the can. They're also underneath it.
How does that matter?
so...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll tell an important clue later on.
I'm not sure how to see it like that. It's protein cam.
What?
And where were you when this happened, Lord Douchebag? What do you want? Don't bother me. Go away. I'm trying to hide how much you despise me.
What the heck?
You already know who did
I
it.
won't forgive you.
You're Toko Hero. Be one of them. Didn't stand the sight of her. Listen, don't you gotta?
Oh, well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more.
And let me try to find out more. See, Sucker asked all three of them to meet there. You know what? You know where? Right here in the rec room.
What?
I thought I went to the nurse's office this morning. So they both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. When I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to be here in the rec room by noon.
I mean, the medical file said she died right around then. Oh, right.
Tell them the truth. I had to find some sound her herself. And I tried to stop her. She wouldn't listen. She didn't afterward. She just went to them. That's what happened. If I stop her, I even... What has happened?
Oh, God, my poor heart. God. Oh, God, poor. Oh, God, I'm tearing up. Just seeing her cry. No. It's possible not to have regrets, I know. But the fact she had asked what those three to meet her, she asked them to come to the rec room, and same time and place she had that might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three in the direct. I'm sorry. Oh God, my poor heart. Oh,
What?
what do you want? You're bothering me. Something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. It's true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room. So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. I was fooled to what it said, and risked being killed by that monster. So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Doctor says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? If I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thank you. And fuck you, douchebag. This door is the only way in and out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, but there's no evidence and that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notice to change the door is the smashed window, which happened of course when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. The chair was shoved against the doorknob, so we couldn't get into the room with the door open. There's not kind of string mechanism was used on the door, but there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved against it. They kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. There's no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. The killer must have created the locked room from the inside, not from the outside. Well, a murder happened, Muck. And look, and as you can probably guess, Sakura. I heard your last breath sitting slumped forward in his chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problems believing that what killed her. According to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what would have caused her to vomit blood? Monokuma file specifically said she didn't have suffered any other injuries. Yeah. And what breaks my heart more is torn up he is about it. Her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Not a chance. Okay.
That's fine.
However, the eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting.
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I call that interesting. It does make me wonder. Reading Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Oh, a this looks like some kind of wrapper. You recognize it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I gave it to her. Candy wrapper. Jessica got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So I left the nurse's office and gave it to her. Figured it might help her calm down a little.
So you gave her that candy. So you gave that candy to Sakura.
There's a big box in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as I get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them.
You like them that much?
I mean,
Oh God, not again! Oh God, the fear cries is heartbreaking.
Oh, Sandra, you can't say what it's so... That's my better.
Oh God! Oh God! It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to my group file, Sakura died around 12 noon, so roughly an hour ago. Was that when Choka and I were moving Alter Ego? As for what clues we got so far, Monokuma file, the rec room door, or space Sakura's body, the blood stain near the magazine shelf, and of course the candy wrapper, the shard of glass, Monokuma figure, bottles, empty protein drink, handprints on a locker, Hina's account, and Lord Douchebag's account. Let's check with Kyoko, see if she found anything. As for Sakura having killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say that. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? It must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
If she would have, see if they expect to stand any chance against her.
Listen,
Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so. For the most part.
so then,
And you should probably go talk to people now. I'm on guard, so I can't
listen
leave.
to me.
Which is why I decided you'll go in my place. You decided? You got a lot more pushy since we had our issue. She's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with the other two people. I need to go hear what they have to say. Those other two probably went back to their rooms. Okay, so far, and given how upset he is right now, the primary suspects, given from Hina's account, from what she said, are Byakuya, Yasuhiro, and Toko. Well, what do you have to press the doorbell? After a few seconds?
Who's there?
The most negative aura I ever felt. Or total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hallway.
What do you want?
You wanted to talk to me about something?
I wanted to talk about the fact Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Rocky already told me she had asked to meet with him. Good question. I'm going with Jill rather than Jack, because I know it's being a little more fitting.
What? She wanted to be with Master King? I just said do tonight. Now it's totally obvious, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it?
I get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was there, so just bring myself to go.
Toko claims you can see her, but can I really believe her? Well, till I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept that as fact.
Is that good enough? Then I'm going back in my room.
That Toko quickly retreated in the room. Toko's account. Alright. That leaves Hagakure. I mean, Yasuhiro. Press the doorbell. After a few seconds.
You know?
Oh, good. Yeah, actually. I just wanted to check something. Forgot how Sakura wanted to meet me. What? How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have you special abilities making you? But I'm the only one who you want to meet with. Ogre told me herself. She asked Yaki and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? She asked me where they were going. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person. She happened to mention the others late passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong!
No way! I tell you in! Did I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually...
Last time I saw her was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
Just don't look at me!
I haven't seen her since then! While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? I still have it. Let's see. Hina was feeling around his pocket.
Hey, come on!
Oh, sorry. I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back into his pocket. I saw something flutter to the ground. Someone falling out of Hiro's pocket. Huh?
What?
Quick when Hiro snatched it back up again. Shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on!
Sorry, just gonna try to get through out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, get tonight, little good. And be with me. Zero in. So, excuse me. For me to reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. He said it was just trash, but there's no way that it's all there. Fucking trash. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again. On top of that, maybe we should find more about the protein can we found from Chem Lab. Where should I start? Well, for one, let's go to the Chem Lab. I'm sure there's something there. Oh, good. More douchebags here again. Toto, did you have your eye on the camera too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. Fuck you. This isn't my first time seeing this shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. More important right now, is that powder that had been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step on it. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It's like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. And this powder must have been spilled.
So, in other words...
That's right. Could only have been around the time of the incident. That really is when it happened. Must be related to the case somehow. Oh, we got... These are... footprints? They're only in front of the left shelf. Probably these footprints would like to be seen as a whole. We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. An insufferable smirk. He handed me a piece of paper with that pen. What? And a pen. Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. I seriously wanted you to punch you in the face right now. What was that? Nothing. 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 Before long, I draw up a sketch of the room. So, how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me?
See.
So, you look at it like this. Interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight for that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
But these footprints must be...
It's certainly possible.
Are they yours? No!
What?
Okay, then tell me your... Then let me see your shoes. I'll confirm their size for myself. Can't think of a reason not so. I quietly did what Byakuya did. I see. These do appear to be too big. Actually, I must admit these are not your footprints. Fortunately, well, with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine how they do belong to, and who they do with. Determine who they do with. Then these prints are a really valuable clue. See, on the shelf. What kind of dietary supplements that protein drink found probably came from this label with the letter A and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelf in section A. But wait! There's one bottle that's labeled Chem C9. Did someone put it there on accident? By accident? On the shelf is... One look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. Yep. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled the letter C and a number. I consider this part of shelf C. So on the shelf is... It looks like a bunch of chemicals that have no idea what they are. Their regions. But simply use it in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How can you live in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. It's not kind of harsh. What? Studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world.
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. They're just part of shelf. I'm thinking out of the order in here. I don't worry too much about this shelf. I should try... I'd find out more about this shelving unit. So I just go into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has regions, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. What concerns me is that in Section A, there was a bottle with the label from Section C. What was the bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on there. footprints. Looks like this. And look at the pattern. Whoever left these behind went to the shelf on the left, and that's it. Straight there, some left. Going to the footprints anyway. These are really clear, so it shouldn't be hard to figure out whose they are. Super valuable clue. Oh, the powder itself. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave footprints. Probably take a good look, hard look at the powder. A bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. Those came remains of a broken bottle. Looks like the bottle was labeled MC4. Also, it looks like someone left footprints in the powder. There's some position prints where those only went to the left side. According to Byakuya, the powder would have been spilled right around. I can tell for now. Into the powder. We're taking a good look at the camera. Next, taking a look at around the rec room.
Hey.
From Kono, that's your investigation plan.
I told Kyoko what Toko Hero told me.
I see.
I see. So all of Byakuya, they both claim they didn't still see her. It's all too convenient. Someone must be lying.
Anyway.
Lying.
Well, I think some progress on my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma box. These three things are real news clues. If you were to look them over one more time.
Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Someone put it back in that way on accident?
Hey.
Something catches your eye. Or if you'd explore that in detail, don't you think?
Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine quickly. This is... on one of the pages near the center of the magazine. A word that had been written in blood, and bold bloody tears. It said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
It would appear you found it.
Kyoko, is this...
So...
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it.
However...
Just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... Is Toko, right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
What the heck? Then... she's the killer, right?
Well, I haven't confirmed yet.
Forgive
She's the killer for sure. Who did that, right? She did come... Why did you kill her?
See why you would think that, but seems too easy. Anything makes me think that much more suspicious. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monaco bottles. Something new.
Hey.
So what did you figure out? There's hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it.
Oh, I see. Chess pieces. A rook. No, a pawn, rook, bishop, and a king? The queen knight's pieces are missing. You should, Yoko, just tell me what it is.
I don't mind guiding you for clues, but giving conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion, but everyone can have confidence in an outcome.
It's not just because you don't trust me, right? No, answer!
I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with.
To a degree. I'll go about...
Hey.
Nothing.
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monaco bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right?
Anyway.
Can you get out all the pieces of broken Monaco bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too.
Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. That obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
Oh god, yes. She thinks Byakuya is obnoxious too.
So then...
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. Okay, try to get up all the glass.
That's Choco left the room. I already know what this is all about, but what choice do I have? Here you go, just do it. The room dustpan got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. This is finished up.
So then...
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work.
What kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words...
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights.
Compare the weights? Of what?
Pieces of glass you collected, and one of the Monaco bottles that's still intact.
Why do you want to do that?
That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
Listen.
First, let's compare the weight to the normal Monaco bottles.
In other
Balance.
words...
Which means each Monaco bottle weighs about the same.
Which makes sense. Monaco figure and sight are basically the same. Nothing else would really affect the weight.
then...
Now, here comes the important part. All pieces picked on the one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see?
Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll bounce out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
then...
Okay then, let's give it a try.
Huh? Broken pieces are heavier? How's that possible?
I knew it.
Like that.
In other
What?
words...
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all
Hey.
together.
I believe you'll arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? That's all I need. And finally, Sakura's dead body. According to Kyoko, there's something still to be discovered on Sakura's
Just
body.
a second.
Just staring up in space isn't gonna help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but...
Hey.
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
Whew.
There's no getting around it. Like me, Kyoko didn't recall the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although, there are still some times... Think how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
It's totally normal. Then how can you... I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind. More importantly, look here. Her shoes?
Correct.
See that yellow powder in your instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1.
Hey.
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, in telling you that, it's pretty difficult to spot. So let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow. Instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? There's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on her either.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body and Kyoko examination summary. Can't believe she's able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. And class trial time. And this time we're not doing a cliffhanger or anything. We are getting right to the class trial, Muck.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I?
Shut up.
Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right?
Oh, I'm not, Muck. I'm not. I really want to see this.
Please go through the red door on the first floor of... See you soon.
Alright, fine. Especially a locker room still only half solved. But whatever happens will have to happen to the class trial. Whatever happens, I have to make something happen. And I'm saving just in case, because I don't know what's gonna happen. But I want... Okay. Monaco made his announcement. Everyone began to meet up one after another. Then...
The ultimate mysterious emoji. Locker room trace emoji.
What?
What the? I just wish to discover the power of the emoticons. But the way are first. Yes, if you touch it, smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, the way I expect you to find a dead body. I think.
This is like creepy.
Well?
Yeah, but they're right. Now, my theory is, if we're there's a dead face, it makes it super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, what? You have 100 friends. Right.
What? Right. The thing is, you said.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
What the hell was that?
I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. It's so casual after murdering someone.
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting
Don't be
casual.
mean!
I didn't murder anyone.
What the heck? How dare you call me a murderer? What the heck? Whatever.
Either way. Fine. What? Sorry, Mike, but I have to keep quiet here. Uncle's orders. Anyway, let's do this. Let's freaking do this.
Now then.
Yes. Okay, let's set our skills. Let's do this, guys. Last trial. Stop. Oh.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina's account.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
It was one of you. One of you killed.
And what reason do you...
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing?
No, that's wrong. Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Agreed.
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her. The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw...
Liar!
No, that's wrong.
Liar.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's...
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean... Yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was... when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was, Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
That doesn't make sense. Idiot.
More hostile.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Huh? Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message. At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Come on.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense!
I'll respond with what Hiro said before.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I think so. Oh, yeah, good.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No, that's wrong! When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on! You're focusing on the wrong part! Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is! Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
The moment of truth. What? So soon?
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right! The occult is bullcrap! Show me the proof! I'm at least 30% right! The occult is bullcrap! The end is nigh! Can't hear you, can't hear you! Conspiracy! The end is nigh! Can't hear you, can't hear you! Show me the proof! I'm at least 30% right! The occult is bullcrap! Show me the proof!
This should prove it.
No. No, we weren't.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger, but both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her! Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there... And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something. As soon as I heard that, I just knew! I knew she was gonna try and kill me! She was gonna kill me and make her escape! So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance! I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head! I hit her from behind, before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
I got it! That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mom. There's no way Bottle would have killed Sakura.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Toko.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait! But more important, that doesn't even matter! We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it!
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious! That's just... I don't believe it!
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
Yeah, you're the real killer.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once, is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered,
Just one.
and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer!
No, that doesn't make sense.
I didn't want to, but I grabbed him on a coop
And I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once.
Yeah, just once.
I don't think so.
No, that's wrong. If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head?
You know something, don't you,
She
Coco?
was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves.
Okay.
There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf. And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with.
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Okay. Chess pieces. Of course.
Now I understand. That's it. The chess pieces.
Not much.
Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah! Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
It was broken.
I got it! The bottle must have been
That's it.
broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just 1 broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles.
Most likely.
And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is... there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case. I got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it!
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room. Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about! I never went in the rec room!
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
The locker. Oh, so that must be how it is. She must have hidden the locker.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous! Whoa. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin!
And it's a little time out. Here? Oh no. So if I went triangle during your final strength attack. Now on, you're gonna have to pay a little extra attention to your position. Choose the proper truth bullet during your coup de grace. Select the same way. Oh, wait. Press. Okay, we're halfway through the game now. Go you. Yeah. Have fun.
It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! I curse you! No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing! I curse you! I curse you! It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing! I hate you! I curse you! No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing! I curse you! That's enough!
This should prove it! Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does his handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again?
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on, so I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Agreed, Muck.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Guess who's back?
It was your fault after all!
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem!
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on! That's... you know... But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre! So that's good!
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote. What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it. Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling. I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
Wrong.
No, that's wrong. We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stained by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But...
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Because Sakura myself.
I got it! Even before we open the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
More important.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
No, that's wrong.
Wait, not the head.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood, I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? And I could have found it all along!
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
Huh? Master!
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
Oh, was the poison in the protein drink?
Now I understand! The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
I got it!
Powder.
Footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
What?
The footprints. They're mine.
What?
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep.
What?
I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected.
No. No, there's gotta be more to this. No, there's gotta be more to
The
this.
footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That doesn't make sense. If it was Hina, then how is she able to... If it was Hina, then how is she able to move the door in front of the... Move the chair in front of the door and lock the room from the inside? And also go get Kyoko.
You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you?
That doesn't make sense. No. There's no way Hina could have done it.
This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
If Hina did do it, then how could she get out if she had put the chair in front of the room?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... The two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction.
Oh, I think I see why Hina's trying to blame herself. She's trying to take everyone down with her. After what happened with Sakura.
Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us.
I guess Sakura's death was the final blow to her psyche, and besides, tried to find frame herself, and I guess. Oh man.
I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it. All at once. And then...
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well...
Yep.
That doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Oh my god. Muck? I think the person who killed Sakura herself. She committed suicide.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
Yes. Sakura killed herself.
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious. Too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please. I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room.
Okay.
But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C
to Section A.
That's wrong.
No, that's wrong! You said you went to get the poison from Section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
What?
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well... You see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
Oh, wow.
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this. It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle, and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then, Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
That's the window.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Okay.
I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here.
Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that?
Oh, I enjoy this, ladies.
How can you know what I don't know?
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be!
It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
When it comes to that, there's not a doubt until, though, it absolute.
So you're someone planted it there after we got the...
No. It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be!
It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
When it comes to that protein, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked.
It absolutely.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be! It was
In there before the rec room was unlocked.
Wrong. No, that's wrong. You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course! It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation.
Yakuya totally losing his shit, Mike. That's what he meant.
Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then
I don't know.
Why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle. knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it, knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already! Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
Rec room. Fuck.
I got
knew
it!
it.
I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that? You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! I'm telling you, I did it! I hate you! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
This should prove it. Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
Sakura. Did you keep Sakura for you?
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
Exactly. The one who killed.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room. I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath, and the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door, because you already knew Sakura was dead, and because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were. You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room... While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly. The killer is you! This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room.
Yeah, that's what happened to the queen chess piece. They didn't bring that up at all. She got mixed up somehow.
Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice, or what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Dang it. Oh well. We're talking now. We're glad to skip the line.
Okay. My entire existence!
What did you say? Come on. What are you thinking?
Don't be mean!
Same here, Mark. Same here.
What is this?
Yeah, I knew it. She wanted to try and take everyone down with her.
You should have been the one to die! What?
Did everyone say that?
What?
What is this?
Ugh! No forgiveness! I can't forgive this!
But...
Hina. They're friends.
Why? What are you saying? I won't forgive you. Why? Huh?
Hina. Hina.
Huh?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
Some protein.
Please! Why? 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 Why?
Hey! Hey! Hey!
What is this? What are you saying?
In other words, yes, indeed.
What the heck?
Of course. Yep.
Wait, what's that?
Too bad.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Michael, you piece of shit. Fuck you. Fuck you.
It's true.
Huh? Huh?
Unbelievable. Well now.
Michael basically switched out Sakura's suicide note with a fake one he made.
Damn it! Pung pung! Phew! Shing!
And?
What are you gonna do? Hey! Hey! But hold on.
Enough already.
Yes, indeed.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here. You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
So that's what Akon meant by hostage. Oh, damn.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things. And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder. However, as I lived here with all of you, Hina, my resolve began to weaken. I cannot betray those who would call me their friend. I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you. Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness. So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind. My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal. Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well. But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself. If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
Huh? No way!
Correct.
Creek Muck. Sakura will be missed.
However,
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially. I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But...
What are you gonna do? Uh-oh.
Shut up.
Too bad. Huh? Say what?
You know? Well?
Ooh-hoo. What? What do you want? How strange. Hey! Phew!
God damn it, Byakuya. Wait, what?
Huh?
Naturally. Don't make me repeat myself.
What?
It's all clear now.
Byakuya does have a heart after all. I'll be at a gold plated money grubbing one. I'll go regardless.
hey,
What the heck?
You want me to punish you guys?
What? But...
No. I'm done. If she dies, if Asahina dies, I done with this game. I am fucking done with this game if she dies.
Wrong.
Oh, thank God.
Listen up! Yahoo!
Please not. Special guest.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Wait. What? Special guest. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. There you go. No. Oh no.
Oh no!
Phew!
So... But still... I'm gonna do my best.
What's the matter? Hmm.
Just as I thought.
Actually... Yaha!
What are you thinking?
Yep. Phew. Hey,
I want to be able to help.
Very nice. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Well? Uh-huh.
What?
Yep.
Script.
Huh?
Hello.
Hina.
Too bad.
What?
you guys! Huh? Too bad.
What?
What?
That's exactly, Muck. I would yell that too, but it's a little late for me here. Yeah.
Well?
This might do something.
You.
Who?
So that's what Kyoko meant.
Hey.
Yo! But...
Yes. Not possible. Stop talking.
Sorry.
No, 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 no!
I don't see it. Toko, get those fucking thoughts out of your head. No.
Huh?
What did you say?
What the heck?
I see.
No, 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 no!
This is a school announcement. As such, it is soon the doors. Okay then. Soon.
I'm skipping your dialogues from now on, you fucking cunt of a bear. What?
Kyoko?
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
It's true. Whew. Hey. Correct.
Why did she wake us up this hour? As much as I want to find out, sadly, you have to put a hold on this for now. Considering how late it is for me, and I might just end up continuing tomorrow, or I might just end up taking a week-long break or two from this game, because seriously, all the trials in this game just... Sorry, Mock, sorry, just... I mean, all the other trials are just so stressful, but this one... God, just so stressful on my poor heart. I mean, can you blame me? I mean, that trial... Damn. Just seeing poor Hina like that, it's just so heart-wrenching. Same. Still. Oh, poor Hina. You know, I even dare try and think of pairing Hina with Byakuya of all people. Just, no. Never. Ever. Seriously, just... Oof. Anyway, I'm glad you all could join me in this class trial, and... Actually, you know what, before we end things off, let's... Never, ever... Never mind what I was gonna say before, so... Anyway, glad you guys could join me, and... Rest in peace, Sakura Ogami. You... are one true warrior at the end. Even when people are going against you, you never betrayed your friends. You betrayed your friends to the end. You didn't kill any of them. You are truly a great one. Here. Rest in peace. Peace, Sakura Ogami. You will truly be missed. No. End up ruining them. Anyway, that's it for now. And like I said, I'll probably end up taking a week-long break or two from this game, because... Oh, man, out of all the trials, this one was the most heart-wrenching and stressful. So until then, seanzilla1988, y'all have a good evening.